All right, here's a lesson on Dear Prudence by the Beatles. So we got to drop D. We got to drop that E down to a D, then we end up with a big D chord like that. So what we're doing is we have this particular picking pattern. We're going to have like a D shape up here. So I got the two 10s here and I got an 11 on the third string. So I'm starting with the fifth string and the first string at the same time. And I'm going to the two middle strings, the D and then the G. Then the big one to the second. And then I use that thumb to come in and get that D string. So that's D to G strings, then big D string. And we end up at the second string a little later. So we got. Then we're going to take that same shape down to a C shape with that 9-8-8. And then we do like a D shape, open D shape on that 7th fret. We keep doing the same picking. So we got. This is actually a G in this case. Now we're taking, this is kind of the top of like a D chord also. Like if you look at one of those like that, based on that A shape. So we got. Take that down too, so it's like a C chord there. Do that twice, and then we'll be into the main pattern. Okay, so let's check out that intro again. Okay, now our new pattern is going to be D chord. And then here we're going to come in here, we're going to make it a open 3-2 on the bottom with a C in the bass here. And then we're going to flip this around to the 2 in the bass, the B. And then B flat. Okay, so that's your main part. Then later we're going to have a part, and this is where I kind of do a combination of versions. So instead of the, like really fast through these changes, I take it slower like the Jerry Garcia band version, so it ends up being like. Just gives it a little more time for those cool lyric lines. So what we got there is D, and then we come to this 5, 3, and 2 on the bottom 3 strings. So 5 on the G, 3 on the B string, 2 on the E string. And then we go to 4, 3, 2, and then we go to 3, 3, 2, back to D, then we go C, to the G. Now G has to have this 5th fret bass because of our drop D tuning. And then we're back into that D thing. So a whole kind of verse would be like. Next part, 5, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, and then D chord, C to the G. We'll be back into another one of these. Okay, so after you finish all that and you get into like a C to G coming up, then eventually you're gonna hold that D. We're gonna go into that look around part. the D, and then we have this chord that is 5, starting on the D string, 5, 4, 5, and 3. And you can still hit all those open strings. Take it up to 7, 6, 7, and 5. So. And then when you're done with that, here's another thing from the Jerry Garcia version I really like. So that's an F chord. We have to get the F on that 3rd fret. I'm doing the 3, 2, 1, 1 from an F chord on the bottom 4 strings, but I'm using my pinky on that 3 to free up this bass note up here. Then we're gonna go up 3 frets to the 4th, 5th, and 6th. And then we have this raised 9, really cool chord right here with this cool bass. So that's 5 on the D string, 4, 6, and 6 with the thumb bass on the 5th. So that's. And then we're back into our first type thing. And I kind of move that finger out of there as I'm going, so that it doesn't mute like the D string and stuff when I'm going down. So you still hear that bass. If you could get it to ring out and not have to move it, that'd probably be optimum, but kind of move it out of the way once the bass note has been established. Like here's the 3, and I kind of let it go, 2, let it go. And you want to be careful if you do that because you don't want to pull off and make a noise off that string. You want it to be like, as I come away from that bass note, I'm like softly pulling the pressure off. I'm not like pulling way far away so you would hear an open thing. So it's like just kind of like mute it by like releasing the tension on the string. Still kind of touch it and then move away from it. So let's get into that next part. 5, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, D chord, and of course we can hit all those big strings with that D too. And then C, we got our special G. This will take us into that look around thing again. Look around. Now we'll go for that change, that F. This is like an A flat. And this is like a G7 sharp 9. Now this time we're going to go to the intro, but it's going to be the outro. Now what I do is I just add an extra one of these. So I'll do 3 of those. Kind of slow it down. Big old D chord at the end. All right, Dear Prudence by the Beatles, John Lennon. All right, this is going to be Happiness is a Warm Gun by the Beatles, John Lennon from the White Album. So we're going to start out with this finger picking thing. We got an A minor 7. So it's like an A minor, but you've got the open 2, open 1, and a 3 on the bottom. We're going to have this picking pattern. So we have the A string and the little string at the same time. And that's a quarter note, so we let that go 1 full beat. And then we start bringing in 8th notes. So that's going to go, that's the 1, and then 2 to open on the D to G strings is the next 2 notes. And then we got the A bass up to the B string, so. And then back to the 2 open here. So it's kind of a standard one of those picking things. Now we're going to move this finger down. We're going to do the same picking pattern, but we have a 2 on the bottom now, so you could use whichever finger you want. Okay, so that's the first little part there. So we got A minor 7 to A minor 6, has an F sharp there in it. So now we're going to switch to an E minor, but with an F sharp down here on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. And we're going to do this bass note, 5th string bass note, the 2 right there, with that small string. And we're going to do basically the same picking pattern, but we're going to go to the low E bass in a second here. So we're going to go low E bass, string 2 to 3 and 4 again. So strings 4 to 3. So that was 5 and 1, 4, 3, big 1. So 6th string, 2nd string, 4th and 3rd again. So now just pull the 2 out on the bottom. And we pick the same as that. So back to the top. Switch to the E minor 9, open on the bottom, and those have those alternating E bass notes. Okay, so you do that together twice. Okay, so that's your intro. Then we're gonna have this chord. Okay, so that's a D bass on the 5th string, 5th fret of the 5th string, and then we got 7, 6, 7 on the bottom 3 strings. So you can kind of hit that together, mute the D string in between. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's kind of an interesting set. You could look at it as like a 6-beat phrase kind of thing, or like a 4/4 with an extra of 2/4. But this is a D minor 6 chord. So we hit that on that first downbeat, and then we wait 2 beats. So we're gonna wait the 2 and the 3. And if you look at the tab, I got this all written out. So it's like 1, 2, 3. Hit on the 4, wait the 5, hit the 6. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you go to the A minor chord, 5s on the top 3 strings. That's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. So you hit on the 2 and the 4 of those. So this first one you hit on the 1 and then the 4 and the 6. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're gonna come back to this other chord, but we're gonna wait for 3 beats. We're not gonna hit anything until the 4th beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're switching chords again, and the 2 and 4 is where we're gonna hit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're gonna hit the 2 and the 4 and the D minor 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 2 and the 4 and the A minor again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have a 5-beat section. We're gonna hit on the 2 and the 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we switch back here. We're gonna hit on the 2 and the 3 of a 4-beat phrase. So 1, 2, 3, and then we move on to the new bend riff that's coming after that. So this whole thing would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that gets us through that whole section there. Now we're moving on to this real crazy bend riff. So we're gonna bend the 5 like a whole step to the sound of the 7. Then we go up to the 7, like slide up into the 7 and bend that all the way to the sound of the 10. So that's a 1.5 step bend. So we got like a 3 with some vibrato. Big 5, back to the 3. So we got. So you got kind of some back and forth, kind of a half stepper on that 5 on the 5th string. Pull it off to the 3, go to that 5. So we got. So it kind of starts the same, and then do the double, kind of 5 to 7. And then 2 of these. And then the big one. Okay, so it's kind of crazy. You could also kind of slide it like. I'll do it a little slower to be like. Okay, and then I need a fix. We get into that part. So one more time on the bending thing. Okay, then we're getting into. So we got A7 basically here. We got 5, and then we got 5, 6, 5 in the middle there. So I'm going bass, chord, chord, bass, chord, chord. We're gonna do that 6 times. 5, 6, and then we're gonna go 0, 1, 2. So that's A string, open 1, 2, and then C major chord. We're gonna go bass, chord, chord. Then we're gonna go 3 on the big one, 2, 1, down to an A minor chord. So that whole thing would be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we got. Okay, so we have the A power chord. You could do it down here if you want, open and 2. And then we got 3, 2, 5 on the D, so that was 3 on the A, 2, 5 on the D, 2 down here in the G, back to the 5, 2 on the D. So and you could do it here too, 5 and 7, whatever you prefer. And then. So one of these has an extra beat. See how that one has an extra beat? So the first one, A power chord, 3, 2, 5, 2, 5, 2. So, and then big 3, 3, 2, 5, 5, 3 on the D, 5 on the A, 3 on the big one. So. Okay, so that goes 3 times, and then we're gonna have. So that's a C chord. We're gonna go bass to the C chord, 5th string 3, to the 2 right underneath it, and then the 2 littlest strings, the open and the 1 on the bottom. So we got. Then we're gonna do the G string. We're gonna go C to the 2nd, and then high part, and then G string open. So. Then we're gonna go to A minor, do the same picking. And then F, we're gonna go big 1 down here. And then 3 on the D, to the 2 and the 1, back to the 3. And for G, we're gonna go big 3, open D, open B and G strings, back to the D. So C chord, A minor, F, G. I'm gonna do that twice. And then we're gonna go like 3 quick beats for each chord. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going bass, next note, and then the next 2. Not really doing them with the highest one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. C, A minor, F, G. So we do this 3 times. And if you don't like that thumb down there, you can just do the big kind of bar chord. Or okay, so after the 3 beat thing, 3 times, we're going to go back into the fuller chord thing. So after the 3 note thing, we're going to come back in to hitting the higher parts of the chord, but we're going to have a little walking bass in between each chord. 2 open to get to the A minor, 3 on the big one to get to that F, and then that 1 to get to the G, and then O, 2, 3. So a little quick O, 2 on the 5th string to get into the new one. So 2, O, 3, 1, 1, 3, O, 2, 3, 2, O, 3, 1, and 3. So the first time we have the bum bum bum, but this time we're just going to do the G, and then we're going to go F minor. So that's 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 1. You could just do kind of like it has a C bass in it. So we got F to G, F minor, and then we're going to go a little walking bass thing. O, 2, 3, 2, O, 3, 1, to the G, and then C chord. Happiness is a Warm Gun by the Beatles, the White Album, John Lennon, great song. Thanks for watching Damon Wood Guitar Lessons. Let me know if you have any requests, put those in the comments. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. All right, this is going to be Glass Onion by the Beatles by request. So we got. Okay, so our first chords are A minor bar chord. We got 5, 7, 7, 5, 5, 5. We got like a 1, 2, 3, 4, that kind of a thing. So that's the 13th fret, that's a F7 chord. So it's 13, 15, 13, 14, 13, 13. So you're barring all those 13s. And we're gonna go like bum bum jink jink. So and it does that again. A minor, G minor 7, which is 3, 5, and all 3s down here. You could do a C7 here, it comes after the G minor 7. That's 3 on the 5th string, 5, 3, 5, 3. Or you could do this open C7, 3 with the ring finger on the 5th string, 2, 3, 1, open. So we got. G minor 7, C7. Okay, so we have an F7 here. This is 8 with the ring finger, then 7, then 8, then 6. And that's going to be on an upbeat. Now, you could be doing an F7 up here if you want. You could listen to the record and see which one you like, but it's cool to kind of try them in both areas. So we're going to go from an F7 down to a D7, 5, 4, 5, 3. So let's see how that all plays out. So we got. G minor 7, C7, G minor 7, back to C7, upbeat on the F7, upbeat on the D7, back and forth a couple times. G major there at the end. So F7, D7, F7, D7, F7, and then stop on the G, and you're back to another verse. So let's do that whole upbeats thing again. Right after the 4, on the up of the 4, before the new 1, that's what we're going to hit on the upstroke. 1, 2, 3, 4. New verse. And listen to these verses because the second one kind of flips around where it hits. These guys are real slick with their rhythm. Like they didn't repeat themselves a whole lot. They would make it like the second time, just pop it in a different spot, and they would make sure they really sold that too. So check those out. There's some cool variations on the way they hit the second verse. So here we go. 3, 4. G minor 7, C7, same. You got those upbeats on the F. There's D. G. You could hit that G up there on the 15th fret too, just like that F7 was. Get that high one. And then we got the bridge. A minor. Okay, so that whole bridge was A minor twice. And instead of boom, boom, jank, dum, dum, jank, has that kind of quicker upbeat. Jank, dum, jank. Oh, yeah. And this one could also have, I've seen in the tab, like a A bass on that. So A string bass with that F chord, 3, 2, 1, 1. Or you could do just kind of an F. So we got. D7, whichever one you want. It could either be that one or that one down here. And then you got an A minor 7, kind of building, 5, 7, and 5s. 1 and 2 and 2 and 4 and. So you got 2 bars of that build up. So we got. F7, G, boom, boom. G minor 7, C7, same. Got that upbeat on that F7 again, so we got 8, 7, 8, 6. 2, 3. So on the up of the 4, after the 4, 2, 3, 4. D7, same upstroke. Hit a G. Okay, then we have this diminished chord. This is an interesting chord. So we got 4 here on the 4th fret of the D string. That was with our first finger. Then our ring finger is going to get the 5 on the G string. Then our second finger is going to get the 4 on the B string, and our pinky is going to get the 5 on the bottom. So from the D string down, it goes 4, 5, 4, 5. And that's called an F sharp diminished, or a C diminished, or a E flat or D sharp diminished, or an A diminished. Every one of these notes in a diminished is equal. And this is an interesting chord because you can take it up 3 frets, and it's the exact same chord. It just has a different inversion, a different spin on it as far as which notes are highest and lowest. But any one of those notes could be the name of that chord. So A's down here, that could be an A diminished. Because all the other notes are going to be the same if you moved into a different place. So if I go up for 3 frets, here's an A. So A is in there. We go up 3 frets, here's an A. So interesting chord. So at the end of this tune, we're going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of fades out doing that. Okay, so Glass Onion, boom, boom. Upbeat on the F, F7, D7, back and forth. G, and then that bridge was A minor twice, F with an A bass, D7, building on the A minor 7, and then F7, G. So that's pretty much all the parts. Got that little diminished. All right, Glass Onion by the Beatles by request. Thanks again for that request. I love that tune. Good times. Thanks for watching Damon Wood Guitar Lessons. Let me know if you got any requests in the comments, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.